Well, it's Old Crow Balthazar, and we're going to be doing my first test upload for YouTube, and I decided for a good test is we're going to also be testing a mod that MD Small, we can refer to him as Mike, who from Vancouver, BC, who in collaboration with me has created a mod to try to help fix some of the some problems of Strategic Command World War I, which is a very excellent game. Now, Mike has done all the heavy lifting. We've been having problems being able to do this play by email. The server doesn't recognize it, even though we both have his mod. And I put it where I was supposed to, and it works great on my machine. We're trying to figure out how to get this thing to work for both of us on the Southern server. So as a test, I'm going to just do one turn. This is a test because I've already played this mod a couple turns into it, and it's excellent. The notes on this mod are pretty extensive, and I'll go ahead and I'll post something up later if we make a series out of this, which I think we're going to do. But for now, I just want to test the upload speed of this particular turn. And I don't know how long it's going to take because I'm going to walk away around the map. And I'm going to start with the essential powers. And you're going to see some interesting changes right off the bat with the deployments, pre-turn deployments, dealing with the Turks. I am using the Blue Max mod. However, I'm only using it for the display. I like the vanilla map. I think the vanilla map's fine, and I use NATO counters. And if there's any complaints about that, I'm sorry. I play with toy soldiers, well, miniatures, and they're suitable on 3D terrain, but on hex-based maps, for me, it don't work. But, you know, to each their own, right? So here we go. Yeah, this is all good. Quick animation off. This against the AI. It's AI I'm just going to leave on just the default. I ain't going to mess around with it yet.
I'll be back in a bit.
I'm back. No, that was my son. Yeah, it seems to be taking long. I got music in the background. There's a fellow from Russia has a channel called Jazz Nor Music, and this particular section is called Gotham Nor Radio. It's about 6 hours long. I might have the music up too loud. I'm going to be testing it. I have other recordings, and I've had cello lower, and I think it's probably better than this, but this is a test for all that. So we got the standard opening window. I'm going to do deployments. So what I'm going to do is a Schlieffen. However, the mod that MD Small has created is to alleviate some of the problems that you can have down the Balkans, especially Greece. Also the railroads in Bosnia, which were narrow gauge at the time. Well, we snipped those railroads and did some other things too. So anyway, well, let's go ahead. We're going to do a standard deploy. So I am going to do a Schlieffen, which is in the west. So Bulow, well, we're just going to try to hold our own against the Ruskies. What? I don't have Fog of War on. So I got to do this deployment. I don't think I get out and turn Fog of War on. Why is that on? Well, we'll find out. So Bulow I'm going to put in Glauco. I'm going to have him cover. I wish I could do this before, because I'm going to have Hindenburg here. But you know what? This is not what I wanted. Let's put him here. So the other Artie is going to come in the west there. So I'm going to put him in Grudens. Okay, the cavalry though, for the Schlieffen I like to do, and I might botch this. I've got a pretty good one. I can pretty much guarantee it's going to make the Entente's players' pants soiled. No, I didn't say that, did I? Okay, now I'm going to also be moving the guy down in Krakow. I'm going to need help with that. This is a bad place here. So I'm going to go ahead and place this infantry corps here. I will be moving them. And I need one in the south. I mean, that's pretty tempting, isn't it? If you're a Russian. Well, all this is tempting if you're a Russian. However, their supply is bad if they try to go in. So that's the deployment phase is complete. Except there should be an addition. It didn't work. There should be the Turkish one. Oh, here we go. So this is a new addition. So it comes after the initial deployment. That's cool. So it's Turkish. It's a coastal gun. And this is really necessary. So it's going to be around Chanak. After I do this, I'll turn Fog of War on. I don't know why it's on default. I always have Fog of War on. Maybe because I did a test. I was doing a test on the other mod. Having to do with this. So I don't think it'd be a real good idea to put the coastal guns on the straits. This is a land sea hex. I haven't tested yet, but I do believe by doing so you can't get the Turkish Navy out. I could be wrong of that, but I'm not. Chanak though is the place to put this because it can shoot here, 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 and cover any landings that try to get through here. It's going to be a lot harder for the Entente to do this. So I like that. Okay, so let's go over to options. Oh, I had Fog of War off, so it said okay. That's one of the great things about this game, isn't it? Now, I'm played by email. It's already on. Let's turn it on. Good. They disappeared. I can't even remember where they are. No, actually, I play Entente more than Central Powers. So, well, there's no reason to look at any of the reports. Now, he increased the MPPs because before people were doing this, they were selling chits right off the bat. To be able to do operational movement. So the common one was the sell one airship chit. I did that all the time. But the Montenegro Gambit, they were selling this too, including me to do that test. Industrial technology, which you'd think would be bad for the Germans, but they can start it up the next turn. Well, it was bad, but the Entente can't keep up if they can shove 3 or 4 corps down to Montenegro. With the 60 MPPs, I think I can do what I want. So I'm going to leave it alone, but we'll come back because I still might sell the airship, even though I am a pro Zeppelin user or airship user. So one of the changes, I'm going to zoom in, that's essential, and I don't know if Bill and Hubert are going to adopt this because there's going to be a patch coming, and they're supposedly going to fix the Montenegro Gambit. So we decided to not change the capital, decided not to fortify it. It does have an entrenchment. It's possible we might make a change, make this a second capital, but a lot of times Peck falls first. So the whole problem was that people could operate down here. Well, and on the vanilla map, it has a railroad going from Peck to Cetinge on the coast to Pristina. Well, there was a railroad, but it was a narrow gauge railroad. And it was so small that you could probably get, what, 4 cows in a wagon? They call them wagons over there, we call them boxcars. Nah. Now, there's no way you're moving 100,000 troops down here. This is the same thing. There was a railroad that ran along here through Mostar, and they actually had to use 3 different locomotives from this stretch to this stretch. Why? Because on the Narenta River here, which is this stretch of river here, oh, it says down there Neretva, but they also call it the Narentva. Well, Narentva, I think it's the same. There was a stretch here that was so windy that they had to have a special locomotive that went derail. The carriage in front, wheel carriage, was small and it could navigate it. They had another engine down here to pull over this pass down to what's now called Ragusa. They're calling it Ragusa port, but it's Dubrovnik. And this grade was so steep they had to hinch the train and put a big engine on it, and it just went straight up this grade. I can't remember the degree of the grade. and then they could bring it down without crashing down into Dubrovnik. And then they had another polar here for this stretch, and it was actually a lot wider, it looks. But once it got to the Mostar, it was a bad stretch. Also, it was called the Bosnian grade, so there was no way that Germans could operate. So we can do a test right now. Let's see if I have a unit, because we're not going to use it. So I go on operate. Let's go on operate, because 18 MMP. No, we're not going to do that. Let's do a test, because he's going somewhere else. I'm going to be sending him who's going to Danish frontier down to Krakow, I think. So he is getting operated. And since Mike Small gave us some money now, I don't have to sell a Zeppelin tech. So we're going to hit yes, an 18. So, oh, voila, look. Whereas before you could operate German units right on the border, or right here, you can't now. And my argument was, yeah, if you want to do the Montenegrin gambit, well, you got to come out. You can get detrained here around Sarajevo, but you're going to have to walk into the mountains. Well, what was happening with the Central Powers the first turn, they sold all those chits. Well, they just dump a headquarters unit, 2 or 3 German corps, have this one move up here, and then you just jump on Montenegro. And there's nothing the Entente player can do, because the Entente player has a corps down here. They could also shoot it by rail to here, but now they aren't going to be able to. They can get it to Peck, or right here probably. So this makes Sejin's a harder place to get to. So if the Germans or the Central Powers, if they are really determined to take out Montenegro, we want them to. But they got to work at it. It's got to be realistic. All right. Also, they had railroad tracks going right here, right? They called that the Dalmatian Railway. Well, it was the same gauge as the Bosnian Railway. It also, if you ever look at this country on Google Earth, Google Maps, or if you've lived there or been there, or were lucky enough to ever go on vacation in Dubrovnik, or even luckier you live on the Dalmatian coast, you'll see how fjord-like and how mountainous it is. And there were some flat areas, but mostly this rail, which it was built at great cost with Italian engineers both here and here, winds. There is no way that you're going to be bringing German 100,000 3 corps worth of Germans down here. There's in a week or a week and a half. There's no way. And I've studied this stuff for decades, railroad logistics, and then I've war gamed it. So there you go. So we're going to go ahead and send this German unit to Krakow. Now, since I'm playing with the AI, I'm not really worried about this at all. However, we're going to pretend for this test, for this turn, that there's a human on the other side, and we know how capable they are. The AI is not bad, but and I'm sure it'll make attacks on Lemberg, Tarnopol. So I'm going to do a standard defensive pattern there. Down here, I'm going to have to make a decision where I'm going to put the Austrian Second Army, and I am going to put it down here. We are going to go kind of strong on Serbia, but first thing I'm going to do is a Schlieffen. So in order to do that, we got to first, I'm going to set the stuff on auto assist. So a lot of times I just use manual, but for this test, we'll do this. I've been playing WoW so much, I want to go over to the east, to China. Oh yeah, well I got that too. No, I don't. Okay, now we got everybody set here. There, now we're good. Now my best commander over here, I think, is, no, he's got a rating of 5. I think this is a 6. This is the 7. Oh yeah, Van Kluck. Van Kluck and Prince Ruprecht. Those are the 2 I want here, because we're going to go in. So let's go ahead and let's get these guys. Remind you, it's about 2 months since I've done a Schlieffen. So it's very possible I might botch this. because I have a way to get Brussels on the first turn. Now let's go check again here. Yeah, Rupert. I might make a go on the fort line too. I'm almost certain I'm going to go make a go on the fort line. Let's see. Right. It also means getting Rupert up eventually. Now this is one on the road. That's it there. So now our third is Crown Prince Wilhelm. Well, let's have Wilhelm in the south. Is he not under attachment? He isn't. That's right, it's blue. Okay. Okay, let's keep him because he's on the road. Yeah, let's keep him under attachment. I think. Should we? Yeah. And then Albrecht, a duke. Well, that should do it. Alright. So let's go ahead now. I don't believe I have to war deck Luxembourg. I forgot. I played this game for a year straight and I forgot now. So let's war deck Belgium and not Holland. Wrong war. Declare war. We'll be moving some naval units too. I don't want to forget about that. Okay, we're out. It'd be nice if there was a bell and whistle on this side. UK's in the war. Let's go out here. Yeah, everybody's here. You know, I made a big mistake. I should have got my subs out first. Oh well, this is just a test. Because I should have got my subs out first before the British are in the war. Which means send them out first. But maybe we'll do something else. Yeah. Let's do Belgium first. Alright. Yeah, the sound files for are pretty good for the Boo Max mod. Now we don't want to hit that yet. Right, and there's a way, so I might have to. Let's go ahead. Well, that's going to close that up. So let's go ahead. 1, 2. Let's go and strike it. Wow, that's great. I just pushed him out. Now, this is the tricky part. Now, this is a big debate I had with Chernobyl and some other people. Go down to Chalons. I mean, it breaks the line right. There's something there, though. But let's move 1 hex. It should reveal. I like to go up to... I like to get Lille. Other people say no, Reims. But I do have another unit here I can't reach. Oh, it's because behind. Let's leave him there. Now, let's go and reduce Brussels. Yeah, this might be a little more difficult. Okay, I'm going to pull him back. I messed this up already, probably. I sure believe I did. I sure did. Ah. Well, this is a test, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, I could still get there. So what I'm going to have to do... 1, 2, 3. let's do this. Maybe having that guy fall back was a bad thing. Now, can I get in there? I can't. Well, I have these guys, so let's go ahead. Let's take that. Yeah, I messed this up pretty bad. Oh boy, sure. No, I didn't. And Brussels. Yeah, I still messed it up. That was a big botch. Okay. That's fine. Alright, so we're going to have to clear here. Yeah, he's going to be able to get guys in low. Well, I'm going to have to remember how to do all this again. Well, we can still make something of this, can't we? Yeah, we can make this. So let's go ahead here. You want to deselect, because you'll see this. If you don't deselect, you'll run right in this and you'll get mangled. Let's go ahead and build a entrenchment. Now I have a little trick here that works pretty good too, because this is 4 movement points to get into the Vassage, and you can do an attack, or I can do a swap. But we're going to go ahead and do an attack. He's going to be frozen there. He's fine. He's in the mountains. We're going to get him down to 5. So we're going to go here. Didn't work out. No, that didn't work out. All right. No, that didn't work out at all, did it? Terrible. Okay. Well, the Wavre is a death zone. What we're going to do, we're going to have to do a preemptive hit. Get him up in Luxembourg. And we got this road here. That's 4 now. He's going to get locked. That's fine. Let's go ahead. No, that ain't gonna work. Okay. Uh-oh. Let's try this. Nope. Not good. Well, that was not good. My finest hour. So you get up here. You're going to be in the south. Alright. Now, I still have money left in the sea. The operate, I think it was 22. How much is it? We don't have to. 18. Okay, that's even better. So we need something on these. So, yeah. Not a good move. I need Brussels. I usually can get into Lille or Reims. I got neither. But again, this is a test. And I'm a little bit... We can at least redeem ourselves a little bit, right? Okay, now the Russians. Now, there isn't a person I'm worried about, but I've got to block this. And it's 18. Yeah, that was brilliant for MD Small. I hope the developers can implement that, giving the Germans a little bit of money so they aren't spending. He said that he augmented a little bit on the Entente side too, so they didn't have to do that either, because a lot of people agree that it's cheesy to do that. We don't like taking away options for people, but to sell all your chits, and even Tanaka, he mentioned, he said in all the SC series, all the top players do that. They get rid of their, they sell their chits off, right? And then they get to do these pre-moves. But my argument is, and others is, wait, changing research on a dime is not easy in real life. It shouldn't be here either. If it's a policy decision for research tied into military, fine. But as the game starts, that research should be locked in for that turn, or at least a portion of it. That's what we think. And then because of the military situation, they go, oh, we're going to have to close that and save money. Well, the money's already, realistically, that money's already in the pipeline. The government allocated that money to research. And shouldn't be on willy-nilly, oh, well, we need to buy some train tickets, because that's essentially what we're doing, is you're using the money to allocate, to marshal the National Railroad Network to move troops. Now, the Germans have been doing it since the Austrian-Prussian War of 1866. The Americans were using it on a limited basis in the American Civil War of 1865. But I'll guarantee you nobody was stopping critical research just to be able to augment a month's worth of train service and then start all over again. It doesn't seem realistic. And there's my rant. So this is a goofy place here. Allenstein, this thing is a big gap. These have a zone of control. So generally I want to block it, but I don't want to be out here. So here we're going to transfer. Now I've got, since with Mike Small's mod and having that money, I'm going to be able to shore up East Prussia a little bit. The Russians can come in and it's still going to be rough. Guarantee it's going to be rough if they decide to get real aggressive. And they may not. So now I have this guy in the fort. He's only entrenchment 1, but it'll be a 3. But at least now the Russians, unless they got cavalry right here, and they don't, down here, they can get past. But the supply here is crap. They'll have to expose themselves. And these are dirt roads. The Russians did this on purpose, by the way. Notice the rail lines here? Except for 2 key places like Krakow, which is part of Austrian Poland, and the mines. They didn't agree to having any railroads or paved roads. They stopped at the frontier. So this is essentially a little piece of Siberia. They intentionally did this. That's the Russians. So you can see the German part of Poland, Poznan, very well developed. Railroad tracks, paved roads. And then you get over here and you're back in the 18th century. At least until you get close to Warsaw. Pretty smart of the Russians, actually, right? Not good for the local inhabitants. You got to use crappy, muddy dirt roads to get their produce to market. So anyway, now we got to close this gap off. So first, we're going to do that behind the river. And the Austrians going to be interesting. Excuse me. I'm going to do it. Okay, I've got to move. I'm not going. Obviously, I should probably get there. I need. This one's got a lot of experience. Let's see what we can do. Now, the one thing is, when you operate a unit, their morale and readiness are going to go down pretty significant. It's okay if you don't drop them in front of an enemy unit, and that's fine. But I won't be able to entrench them. So for me, for the moment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to block this with this detachment here. And also I can see ahead. Now, let's go ahead and operate you over there. Now, this is going to be, this will, if he gets by me, that's fine. I have a fort. Also, let's go ahead and set you on auto assist. Auto assist is good for raw reasons. So we're going to stay on the rail line. We're going to block this. I think I'm going to take a chance of getting closer. Yep. Now I'm feeling more secure already, aren't you? Joking. Okay, let's see that. Okay, now we're going to get Bülow into Breslau. And you know, optimally I would like to have a unit here. So we're going to go ahead and put this up in Blomberg, this detachment. And you and Breslau. So I have 24 points left for the Germans. Now that looks pretty good. Now, I really don't want to lose this. And I do have, how much money does it cost to operate you? 12 points. I have 24 left. So basically I got enough money for one more unit. And I'm probably going to want to have an experienced unit. Oh, I don't have enough money. Oh, he's not on a railroad. Oh, good. I do have enough money. He's going to stay there then. He's walking into Belgium. So, I'm going to put a guy here. This is critical. And, you know it's a swamp. Is also, we have an entrenchment here. At least from this direction. Yeah, I really don't like, I don't like the Russians crossing my barrier. I hate even losing gum bidding, but it's almost a given, right? We'll do that. And, interesting. I don't like losing Memo either. Memo's a port. It's exposed though. Don't want a unit there. And we're going to entrench him. Because I know the Russians aren't very strong up north. They could come down there and snipe on him. And he doesn't have his zone control, so a Russian could slip behind, but if he slipped behind on a swamp hex, even with the railroad, he won't get any benefit. Now, definitely these guys here, these corps here, are these three, especially when they get Hindenburg, they're monsters. They're already experienced. Because of the training or whatever, I don't know. Need to spot Russian. We'll get him here. Now, I'm not real familiar what Mike did with the Russians, but he improved it. He said so in case of anyone does Russia first, and they get in Lutsk, and get in Brest-Litovsk, and it can be done in one turn. Or 2 turns anyway. Cut the railroad, and then and take some of the deployment hexes in the second, third turn. He's made it so that they'll come back to hear if those are occupied. So like the Caucasian corps, you know, you couldn't deploy them before if you had Brest. The CP had Brest. That's what happened to me at the Montenegrin Gambit test 1, and then 2 was the one that really exposed that problem. That problem's been known for a year and a half of this game. They addressed it a little bit by putting a garrison unit here and here where there was nothing before, and the Germans just go right through. There's a Russian army forming here and here to invade. How the Germans would do that, I have no idea. I actually think this should be stronger, that there actually should be a detachment, not a garrison unit, in Bialystok and Brest-Litovsk. But Mike said he didn't change that. But he did change it so if the Germans decide to go that way, that the Russians can at least get their units, because they weren't, when those units were reserve units, when they mobilized, they're back from Mother Russia. They weren't being pulled out in Poland. They were getting on trains back here, and they show up here to where they were assigned, different army groups. And I digress. Now, should I protect us? I like to. He has a big army group here for him. There's 3 corps. I don't pour more. This river is great, but you know what? I'd rather have this as a fallback line, so I'm going to go ahead. Yeah, there. Ooh. Let me see about that. Well, I'm out here. I could get back, but I can't. You know what? Go for it. Because it's the AI, right? Now, Grodno's got something. Grodno's a prize, too. I do have this one. Guard a flank. Let's do that. That's alright. He's gonna get he's got ground cover there anyway. I really don't like putting these guys off of railroads. However, these woods will give me a, what's the defense bonus? Maximum chance 1. That's 1 up on the, well, there's spotting and stuff like that too, right? You can't see through there. I think in Grodno, he's just got a weak unit here. It should be a detachment. So he ain't gonna, well, this is another trick I could do. He can get in behind me. Would he dare though? Yeah, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. this is, let's just get on him. Enemy contact. Yeah, that's fine. I might actually lure him in on pounding on this, and this guy won't roll over that easy. All right, we want to change this up. Well, this isn't the best one either, is it? What I've done here. Now he's gonna have to stop. He ain't getting far. You might try to roll like this. That's fine. This guy's a supply. So even if he rolls on me, I'm gonna be in supply. Unless I'm totally surrounded, I believe. Which don't think that's gonna be a problem. Okay. Baltic. Shall we trigger a mine? No. Let's do this. That's a neat sound. That's from the Blue Max mod. I do like my NATO counters though. And I don't like the vanilla map. I know some people like it. I think it's great that there's choices like that. Yeah, you know, I really like doing my subs, but now it's too late. Let's go ahead and let's hazard the Russians. Oh, loop. Still got the Austrians to do. That's going to be a lot longer a turn than I expected. That's right. Well, we could set mines, couldn't we? Or do we want to? No, we're going to save our mines. So let's go ahead and blockade this. So no, I don't know if Mike Small did any other changes. He might have, but okay, my favorite ships. At least my favorite ships for decent. Now there should be a Russian minefield here. Now I don't want to trip it yet. I don't want to trip it till I come pouring in there like gangbusters, right? Maybe you would. A lot of people would. I'm too old for that. I'm like, used to be gangbusters. Okay, let's go ahead and block. He's going to see me on his island. This is another thing people sometimes find to their great peril later. If you're on an enemy island that's not actually an island, they can spot you. I want him to know I'm here. So we're going to go ahead and blockade that sucker. That's Turku. And the Finns are going, yeah, please, Germans. We're so happy you're here. We want to be free. We want a border. We are tired of being Russified. No disrespect to Russians, but they were tired of being Russified. Now this I'm going to keep out in the open. So if he comes here with his not so powerful fleet and comes here to try to poke at this, he's going to get a nasty surprise of a dreadnought. We're going to do the same thing here. I know it can slip here because I played in Taun all the time, and I have all kinds of shenanigans against a fleet that's way more powerful than mine. I've been able to do some pretty serious damage. Now we're going to have a pre-dreadnought. Oh yeah, they're not all. They're like. Yeah, they're kind of out of service, aren't they? Not out of service, they're being refitted or something, so. Okay, let's block. Yeah, he's going to play hell here. I'm going to block these Estonian islands, Ahrensburg. That was the old Baltic German name for that place. I think that we can get away with Yeah, we can use one of these old pre-dreadnoughts. We can fix them up later. We definitely don't want that's the British messing with that. Let's go ahead now. We can take that destroyer off station. Let's put him here. Now my destroyers, I'm going to be laying mines pretty soon, so let's get him here. Now if I put this sub here, he's going to know there's a sub there. He'll see it because of the land. So you could theorize that what's going on there is you know, the peasants, they don't have cell phones, but you know, they got to the post office and probably sent a letter and, you know, got there. There's a telegraph. Probably telegraph. Right? Yeah, we're seeing these ships and they got these weird stacks. I don't think they're ours. I just love light cruisers. In strategic command world at war, I just want to buy tons as a Japanese. You want to, you just don't got enough money. Now he's gonna know I'm blockading him here by doing this. That's fine. So maybe you want to run down there and bite on a light cruiser, but I got a sub sitting here on the surface, and we'll mine it up there later if I want. I might save the mines. So let's go ahead. I'm not worrying about any Entente subs. Now let's get one. Let's see. You can zoom out. Let's get this guy off Ehrenberg. Oh yeah, he might slip through there, right? We'll put an armored cruiser there. So we'll put this destroyer. Yeah, I want some flexibility. Armored cruiser. 8's fine. 7's, I don't like 7's. They're prone to get more damage. Just block this. Let's do control. I don't want him to see crossing across the island. You can't, on the replay, I've seen it happen. Yeah. If anything does slip through, which I doubt. There's no Russian subs yet. I think we're good there. Leave the Marines here. Playing against the AI, there's not going to be any of that. Nada. Let's go here. Now, let's double check this. Oh yeah, we're covered from Krakow up to Thorn. So I got the whole center. Well, sometimes I put this HQ up here, but I start realizing if I need, these guys are a little stronger. Austrians. Now. Well, there ain't no Montenegro Gambit. And I could do one, but I'm not because we're not so Belgrade. So what we got to do here, because I'm going to send the Second Army down here. I'm going to deploy down there, and historically they got so scared of the Russians they sent them there up north in Galicia. And there's a little trick I learned about taking Belgrade in one turn. It doesn't always work, but it requires me to get this headquarters first. Detach him. Get this headquarters here. Now look at this. Now I can attach these. Oh yes. Now these are all under attachment. You got to get the headquarters here. Now also the Second Army have decided to deploy. It's going to deploy on this side of the border. But I have seen bad things happen. After my attacks, I've seen the Second Army's, like one of the headquarters unit, the other fella, weak one, show up right here and been attacked by Serbs. Happened to me with the game against Fafner. And I actually took Belgrade in the first turn, and then when he did his turn, I mean, at the end of my turn, it spawned right out in the open. I went, oh shit. And of course, it died the next turn. So anyway, oh, he's changed the deployment here. Before you could slip. Oh, good move. Well, let's see what we can do. See, look at this. He put this unit here. This is part of the mod, so you can't slip in behind Belgrade, which was ahistorical. I still think I can take Belgrade, which is historical. but then they get kicked out. Now let's see if I can sequence this right. Let's go ahead. Oh! That didn't work out. Maybe I should have went after Vallejo, huh? I'll be damned. Wow. I gotta tell Mike about this. Well, hopefully he'll get to see this. Well, I'm gonna have to deploy a second army down here no matter what. Bravo, Mike. Oh, that was my neck. So, the second army is going to deploy here, but I don't know where. Wow. We don't want to go here. That's death. That's a swamp. That's death. I want to absolutely make sure. Let's go take that. I don't want to lose Sarajevo or advance in there. So, yeah, they repelled me. So, interestingly, by Mike, he said he was going to strengthen the Serbs just a little bit. He didn't add, well, I did add a little bit. But in the vanilla game, you can slip across the river here. That's the Danube. And get behind Belgrade. Well, there was defenses here. And so now I can't, because the trick was to get behind here. Then you don't have the river. The defenders don't get the river bonus. And then you attack here, they got the river bonus, but they were surrounded almost. And usually I could take this 80% of the time. 90% of the time I could take it. And actually get a unit in there. So let's see what else we're going to do. Well, let's get you in port. Let's get you back. Let's get the Dreadnought up here. Let's get, now this guy, wow, you know what? I want to set a mine now, you know, he's got to get back in port, so, yeah. We're going to put points on him, so let's see if I do this right. It's been a while. Because what I want to do is set a mine here, and I can get in port. So the deal is, oh, I probably messed that up. As the convoy line goes here, I want it on the convoy line. But the trick is, if you have a mine next to a port, so maybe it won't matter if the convoy line, and another unit here, 2 units, it counts as 2 units, so start reducing this port. So maybe it isn't necessary to have the convoy here, and this protects the other unit from an entente. We'll see if that works when the convoy line goes up. Now, is there anything else? Oh, the Turks. So they're not in a war yet. Let's see if he's made any other changes. What do we got here? Is that stronger in vanilla? Yeah, I believe we don't have anything. I don't remember. Well, let's get you guys to the ports. Another nice thing was the other patch that they did, which I was on the fence over. I actually don't like it. Is people were always using the detachment here and drop unhistorically and cut the lines. I actually used the detachment in Kuwait or in Egypt. I've had to save Egypt before because I had my hands tied up in the west. Now it's a garrison unit, so you can't even amphib. Can't amphib a garrison unit. Well, I can understand why they changed it from a detachment to a garrison unit, but me, I needed that detachment. It's gone. That's for the Entente. However, the Turks did suffer from a bunch of kind of cheese. I have used its detachment though to break this railway in conjunction of a major invasion of Western Anatolia I did against Tanaka in a great game that took like 3 months for us to complete, and I was getting desperate because I couldn't beat them in the Western Front or the Eastern Front. We were locked in. Had to beat the Ottomans, and I made landings here, up here in Zonderloch, and French and British down here at Chanak and Smyrna. And how I got the ball rolling was I used the detachment here and a Marine unit to cut the railroad here and here. He had to deal with it. he had to deal with it. And I watched Smyrna. He had units in Smyrna, and they were there for the whole war, and they had to clear it out, so he vacated. And I had a French seaplane tender that would occasionally come in here and fly over Smyrna. Oh, there's something there. Ah. And then one time after I did this, it was gone, and I went for it. And 2 turns later, I was in Smyrna from Rhodes and Mudros and Chanak. And now we got this. I feel way better as the Turks, right? Let's get you up here. This is a key mine. I'm going to leave him there. Leave him. I don't think there's much we're going to do. I think that's it for the turn and the test. Do I? No, I'm going to get Sanders, so you know what? This is a killer unit too. Let's go ahead and force march you to a... Do we? Well, I don't know his mod that well. How much he's done of Ottoman changes. Because this is generally what I do. Since I'm so frugal, I make them walk all the way down to Palestine. But I can't force march them the whole way, or it'll be a bag of bones. Let's go ahead and get you here by Kara Hissar, Kara red. Or black. Kara's black. Kissel's red. You and Adrian Opal, so I can get you up later. We'll have a guy here. Smyrna. Now we'll get detachments. So let's go ahead. Let's get you guys moving. I think that's it for this turn, and this will be our first YouTube recording. Go put it up and see how it goes. Oh, no, I do got a guy. I have a guy. I'm going to need him for this messed up deal I've done. And do I want to hit the fort line? Yeah, he's going to have to pull back or die. He can counterattack this guy, though. So let's go ahead. Let's get him in a battle of attrition on the fort line. See how much stamina the AI has. Yep, I believe that's it. So let's go ahead and finish the turn. And that'll be the end of the recording, and we'll see how it looks on YouTube. Wish me luck. Here we go. Luxembourg surrenders. 24 MPP. Well, this is the same. Well, we're going to send the Goban to the Ottomans. Man, that is a great ship, too. Great crew, great ship. I've sunk a lot of time, put a lot of tonnage into Davy Jones's locker, Neptune's grotto, whatever you want to say. Okay, here's the one. The Second Army, yes. No, wait. We want to deploy to fight against Serbia, yes. We're not going to fight the rest. Okay. Now let's see how this deploys. You know what? I forgot to move my Austrians up north. Oh well, this is a test. We might be pulling this down, Mark. Or Ethos. We are going to pull. I forgot to move the Austrians up in Galicia. Who knows? It might be good. No, that's not good. Oh well, it's a test. It's against the AI, thank God. Oh, this still might be bad. Is that the sound of Russians rolling over the Austrians? Holy moly, people are going to be shot over that. Alright, I think that's it. We probably leave this up for just for as a what you don't do. Well, here we are. Let's see the move, and then we'll stop this recording. Yeah, we gotta do that, right? Now there, see? Look at that. Ow! Yeah, so use the play by email. I forgot that. Yeah, it goes right to the other side, and then it'll be my turn, and I can stop recording. Yeah, it's a classic ambush site. A full core in Brussels. Wah. Serbs hold the line. They might not put anything in row. I know people would. If he doesn't pull... Well, this is the eye, isn't it? Yeah, right. Yeah. Good move. And then I got the Visage. He didn't pull it out. It's dead. That's the AI. It's scripted to guard that spot. For good reason. But not with a 4-strength core. Go ahead, Serbia. You just a trick to hell yourself to death. That's the whole thing. This... Maybe this is going to work out. I don't know how. God, if they don't walk into Lemberg... yeah, see, I'm going to never let go of Chernowitz. But apparently I lost it. No, there's Lindbergh, and I'm trapped. Wow. I do get a bunch of Russian or Austrians, so. Yeah, I forgot to put some in Przemysl. Yeah, if it was a person, I'd be like conceding. Wow, what a long day. Oh well. We're putting up a YouTube channel. Learn about how to do all that and make it all good. And now we're gonna see how good this is and throw it up there. See how long it takes to upload it. See how good the quality and how the sound is. And yep. See my next turn. Here we go. Yeah, follow Lindbergh. There's the deployment. I think that's it. Yeah, that's going to be the end of the recording. After all this is done, see. Okay, that's it. End of the test. Okay, see you later.